Hello, welcome to Sunday Cooking. We are starting the show a little bit early today because of a little kitchen mishap. We're having somebody coming over in about half an hour to fix it. Basically, something's wrong with the sink. It was leaking all over the place. There was a big little flood here on the floor. So, but the show must go on since everything already prepped to shoot. Um, I shot a short 3 4 minute clips on how I make the tofu, how I make the soy milk in order to make the tofu. So what I will do is play that video right now while I get the soy milk ready for the last steps. Okay, so if you want to see how I arrive at this step, watch this clip. Let me switch the camera over to the right thing. Here we go.
Hello, welcome back to. Here is the steps to make fresh tofu, homemade tofu. I'm sure if you go on YouTube and search for homemade tofu, there is tons of video. But here is about 2 cups of organic beans that have been soaked overnight. I have washed this 3 times. Okay, usually what happens is after you soak it overnight, this water is like really dirty. It's like brownish, but I have rinsed this like 3 times, so now it's ready. And I use this machine to make soy milk because that's what you need to do. You need to turn this. If you don't have a machine like this, okay, if you watch all the YouTube DIY video, what you need to do is put this in a blender and make a puree out of it, and then boil it to create soy milk. Now, I bought this machine now. I had this for about 6 years and it's still running pretty well. It's pretty simple. I just put this in here. What I would do is divide this into 2 batch, okay, because this is too much for 1 batch. But there is a level of water right here. So what I do is split this into 2 portions and then add the water up to that level and then plug it in and turn it on. This machine have a couple different mode. I will show you how it works, okay? Okay, here is half of the bean with the correct portion of water inside. Just gotta put the top in the right way. There you go, it's in, as you can see. And I'm using this mode right here. Let me show you the variety of modes this machine has. Okay, I want the bean and nuts, and that's it. It will run for about 5 minutes, give or take, because you need to boil the bean inside as well as puree it. Okay, so now after 5 minutes, this is what it looked like. Okay, so here you have the mixture of soy and milk, and you need to wash this fairly quickly after you finish using it because the pulp dry up and become very sticky. Okay, so that's the number one thing that I learned after using this machine many times is as soon as I'm done, wash it and scrub it, because otherwise this stuff will stick onto the machine and hard to get scrubbed. So what I need to do now is take this and drain it, separate the pulp from the milk into a pot. Okay, so I would do that and then do another batch because, like I said, I divide the bean into 2 batch. So we will return with everything separated into this big pot, and then I will show you what's the next step. Okay.
Okay, I'm back. So right here is what the final pot look like with two portion of that soy milk. And I did bring it to a boil and let it cool down. Okay, so right now I'm waiting for it to cool down to 160 degrees before I can move on to the next step. One of the few occasions that I actually use a thermometer in the kitchen. Right now is 196, so I need to cool down much more. Okay, much more. In the meantime, I got the wok heating up to do my chicken bulgogi. Chicken bulgogi is a very simple recipe. Basically, it's soy, sugar, and the Korean hot pepper paste. Okay, I'm sure if you go to any Korean grocery store or even Asian grocery store, you'll see this. This is very common. Um, I love it. It's more than just hot. Okay, it has a distinct flavor. And what's the ingredient? Red pepper, corn syrup, water, salt, garlic, soybean. Okay, that's. I think if you eat this enough or have never eaten it, you still will recognize that there are a soybean flavor to it. It's very different. We love it. I use this in many cooking. Okay, so that's the key ingredient to chicken bulgogi or pork. Many recipe call for either chicken bulgogi or pork bulgogi, but I'm gonna go with chicken. So that's it. Sugar, soy, and red pepper sauce. Let's check this again. It's gonna be 170, 180, 185, 186. Okay, getting there. It was over 200 just a few minutes ago. Okay, for this, you know me. I love my onion to be char with a crispness still. So I tend to cook the onion separately by itself first. Okay, so let's do that. Doing two things at the same time today. Not something I'm used to do. Wait for the hot oil to heat up. We'll see if the handyman, our friend, will show up by the end of the show to see if he can help us fix the drainage problem in the sink. Bring it up. Now, when it comes down to making tofu, okay, you can use. There's multiple ways uh, to use as far as the agent that will coagulate the soy milk. Nigari is a common thing. We have nigari around. I just can't seem to find it. But my favorite to use is actually lime juice. You can use vinegar, lime or lemon juice, or nigari. Um, I'm a huge fan of lime juice because it gives an additional flavor to the tofu that is just delicious. Okay, so the combination of the flavor I'm going to do something slightly different than the typical tofu recipe out there. Okay, I'm surprised that not that many people doing this when they make fresh tofu at home because you can. When you come down to make fresh tofu at home, you can do whatever you want. You can play around with different things, add different things to make it more flavorful. So, but lime juice is the tool I'm going to use. Okay. cook it without this, right? Okay, look like the onion is cooking. It doesn't take long. Okay? It doesn't take long with the hot water for the onion to get that little char that I like. I turn off the wok just because I just want to make sure that it's time. Hello, John. Right now it's 180. It's getting close. I sweat the onion a little bit. Take it out. Hello, Carl. When it comes down to cooking um, onion, a lot of time I prefer my onion to be char with the crunch still there. So I'm not a fan of completely caramelize it and cook it down. Okay. I will I will be cooking. Is the smoke too much, Anthony? If you're interested in how I make fresh soy milk to make the tofu, go back and watch the first 5 minutes of this video, okay? But we are near the final step of making the tofu. Still too hot. So this might take a while. Um, you just can't add the coagulant agent into this mix yet because if it's too hot, it doesn't work. It fail. So it's just one of those things. One of the few times in the kitchen where you just have to make sure you have things done at the right temperature. But while we wait for this, let's move on to cook the chicken bulgogi. I have over there garlic. I will add the garlic after I add the chicken, okay? Because I don't want to burn the garlic. Dr. John agree with me. Same with me. Whenever I cook, whether it's you know sausage, uh, and onion, and green peppers, I like everything to be a little crunchy, especially the green pepper and the onion. I just don't like really cooked down onion. Um, it's not because I don't like the flavor. Okay, that's the thing. I like caramelized onion flavor. I just don't like the soft, melty texture of it. Ooh, Carl on Bass, congratulations. He said that he found two copies of Nightmare 20. Two, two. Wow, for $5? There you go. See? If you look on eBay, there are deals to be had. Always deal to be had. Congratulations. that, you almost have the complete early John Burns stuff. The only thing you're missing, of course, as you know, and I'm missing it too, it's so hard to find, is that first piece of work that he did when he was still in art school. Good morning, Sean. Getting hot? Getting hot? Come on, are you getting cool enough? I'm predicting 170. Really? Still 175. It's slow cooling. This is about a pound and a half of chicken thigh that I sliced up into small pieces. It's gonna be noisy. Stephen Oates, good morning, welcome. Once again, if you show up late and you're interested in how I am making fresh tofu from scratch, go back and watch the first 5 minutes of this chat later, okay? Because that's where I show you the steps that I did in order to arrive at the soy milk right here. Oh, Sean like oyster sauce. Yes. If you like cooking, and you like cast iron, you will love iron wok. Trust me. And somebody else asked me earlier last week that, you know, can she use this on a flat surface electric stove? Yes, because the bottom is flat. Okay, the bottom is flat. It's curved on top, but the bottom is flat. Okay, still, you notice I have not added any seasoning yet. Okay, so right now it's barely a third of the way cooked. When it's halfway, that's when I will add the garlic and the seasoning. It's getting there. 170. Okay, it's about halfway cooked. I have 4 large garlic cloves that I chopped up. Of course, before it's over, I will switch my thumb because I don't want to contaminate the food with my thumb. I've been touching the raw stuff. Okay, so don't worry, I'm not going to contaminate anything. Oh, you can already right away smell the garlic. And now it's time to add the rest of the seasoning. 1/8, 1/8 cup of sugar. It wouldn't be Asian cooking without a little bit of salt and sugar. Okay, that's the way we like it, a little balance. I use. Sean asked what kind of cooking oil I like to use. Grape seeds oil. Okay, grape seed oil. Now a quarter cup of soy. It's time for me to switch over to a clean spatula. Last but not least, to make it a Korean bulgogi dish is this hot chili paste. Now I like it super hot. Okay, I like it super hot. I would add in a quarter cup, but I'm cooking this so that my wife can eat it too. So I was gonna add a little bit and then take out her portion and then add a whole lot for my portion. Getting close, 164. Now is the time that I add in the green onion and the fresh onion. Okay, fresh onion, and then the red hot chili paste. Now to make it uh, eatable, enjoyable for my wife, just this much. Okay, this looks great. Look fantastic. What I would do is fish out a portion for her. This is a lot. This right here will feed 6 people easily. Okay, so it's just between me, Anthony, my wife. We can eat this probably 2 or 3 meals. Yes, low sodium salt for Dr. Von Chiller. We use low sodium as well. Most of the time, we ran out of it, so I had to use the regular soy. Okay, I'm trying to find a container to put the wife and my son portion. It's done. Okay, it's done. basically scoop out steaming hot. About we have. Can you see it? Now for my portion, okay? I am tripling up the hot sauce. Oh, this looks so good. Uh, yes, Robert Finnefrock. That is the Korean gochujang. Gang. I can never pronounce it, but it's a Korean red paste chili sauce. This is my portion. Of course, it's gonna be for at least 2 meals. Okay, so it's not like I'm eating this whole plate. Okay, let's check the soy milk. Getting there. Yes, it's 158, right around where I want it. And now I'm using lime as the coagulant agent. Okay, trust me, it adds a, a flavor to the tofu that is just gonna be delicious. Okay. Okay. So to be precise, I want to add I want to add 3 teaspoons. Okay. I will add more, but for now, just 3 teaspoons of lime juice and stir gently to mix the lime juice throughout the soy milk. Okay. And let it settle. I will add another few teaspoons of lime as it cool down further, and depend on how much I see it coagulate. Indeed, Dr. Von Schiller, whenever I see people make tofu, um, I'm surprised that people just, make regular tofu without adding something. I'm adding a few things that will make the tofu pop. Well, first of all, by just using lime, huge difference, okay? Huge difference. And then, oh, right here, toasted sesame. I will toss in a handful of tossed sesame into the mix. So when I make the tofu, you have that nutty, toasty sesame flavor along with the lime flavor. Trust me, it's tofu to die for. Okay, I don't make plain tofu to eat. Fancy tofu. If I want plain tofu, just buy regular store, right? Hello, Splash Page Comics. I I can already see the tofu coagulating. And here is my tofu tools to use. Is it here? Our friends are here to fix the drain. So we will see. I will have to end the show early, maybe another time, to show you how the last step look for tofu. Howdy, until next week. Bye bye.